we go. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Sorry? Oh, I can't hear much. No, you're muted. That's why. You're hearing me through the wall.
Am I okay now? Is it better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's way better. Yeah.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Oh man, it's going to be another fun night. Where's Rexy? He should be getting in here pretty soon.
I can hear him from wherever he is, yelling.
From the ether, can you hear me? No, guess not.
Kai, Professor. See, the great thing about that is he's not here, so he can't be part of it. But when he watches this later, he'll know he missed it.
It's true. That's very true.
I'm gonna stop leaning on the table. It's making everything bounce.
You know, that's the hard part with that little four-legged table you got out there, but I'm glad you're with me. That's the beautiful.
Yeah.
You're with me.
This is interesting. He's yelling again. What? Hold on.
What are you yelling about?
I don't know. I have no idea. Well, anyway, if we're waiting for him to...
Oh, spoilers, by the way. We're broadcasting from the same location today.
Send an email. I know that I password to.
I did send it.
I don't remember what his password is. Send it to like Hotmail or something.
Oh, Lord.
Then I can actually open up the link. I'm sitting there looking like a dink.
Yeah, you are a dink.
Yeah, look at this. Professional.
Oh, wow.
We're a real Mickey Mouse operation, aren't we?
Only on days like today. I don't know where we find these guys like that, but somehow they end up with us and we love them for it.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Let's see here.
Oh, there's Clint. Hey, Clint.
There, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, I have to send Rex a specialty invite because he has a hard time getting into anything that doesn't have a gilded invitation with it.
A gilded invitation?
Yeah, it's it's Rex. It's
Ever since he won Willy Wonka's chocolate factory tour, he wants a golden ticket for everything.
How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Just kind of enjoying a little bit of a relaxful Monday. How's everything going at your house?
About the same. Haven't done a damn thing. Well,
Yeah.
I did some laundry.
I did that yesterday.
Looks like you've been doing some growing of your beard. It looks a little bit more Vanderlinden-esque today.
Yeah, it's a testament to how lazy I am.
Is that what is going on with yours and Rex's there, Jake?
Yeah, more or
No,
less.
they're just cool.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
their thing.
So what differentiates the lazy beard from the cool beard?
I don't know. Mine's
Is
pretty
it just
unruly.
intent?
What?
Is it just intent?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I think most beards start as lazy beards because you get tired of shaving and it starts growing, and you just gotta let it go.
Then
So-
one day you just wake up and go, "Ah, this is definitely a fashion statement
Mhm.
and not me being lazy."
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Your mindset changes around it. See.
So it kind of reminds me of one of those alien parasites that grows up into your brain. I kind of imagine if they cut your head open right now, you'd have like hair that was just kind of interwoven into the folds.
No, it's going to be more like off that Simpsons episode where Homer gets the hair transplant.
Yeah,
turns into
exactly.
Snake.
Yeah.
Except it'd be like, somebody would get a beard transplant and turn into me and Rex,
Oh, now there's
Yeah.
there's a terrifying thought.
Well, You and Rex had big beards before they were like in style. Like the beard thing, I don't know, 10 years ago was like became a hip thing. You
Yeah.
guys had your big beards way before that.
You might say you were both pioneers in the beard field.
Pioneers is probably a good way to look at it. It started much that way. It's kind of funny because like the last time I shaved everything off, it was seriously like 8 or 9 years ago, and I took everything off and I haven't done it since.
That might be a little bit too much information for this podcast.
Kind of crazy.
I would have thought it was longer.
Sorry, what's that, Clint?
I just was going to say, I would have thought it was longer than that you shaved it all off.
Well, I kind of get the years. They blend.
They have all
together.
kind of blended together now at his advanced age.
Yeah, it's so much, but it's got to be. So I've been at this job for 8 years, and then it was 2, 3. Yeah, maybe it's 11 or 12 now.
That sounds closer. You've had it since Karma started, at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's 9 years.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is it's been at least that long.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Jeremy likes to talk about how the year he moved back, he started growing his beard, and that was the last time that I shaved mine off and then grew it back. So he's had his longer, according to him.
Ah,
yeah. Hey, Rexy. You're on mute. As you should be.
29 episodes, and we have not figured this out yet.
He's lost.
This is why we need to do the pre-show.
Set on now.
There you go.
About time. Good Lord. Talk about a shit show.
Proud of you,
help
Rex.
and open up a friggin' Pandora's box.
Oh.
She can go back in it. And look at how bright I am.
Well, hey, it's what it is. But hey, now that we got everyone on here, welcome everyone. Karmic transmission number 29. As you can see, we've got Rex with us tonight. We've also got Ayame and Clint here.
Look at you.
It's always a great time when we got the 4 of us on here. As always, you can find us at karmaincarnate.com is the website. You can find us on any social media at Karma Incarnate, right? At the Karmic feed on Twitter, you can find Ayame at AyameXGoddess. She handles a ton of our social media and all that kind of stuff. Thank you all, as always, for doing that for us. Mm-hmm. Let's think. What have I forgotten? I know we have an Instagram this time, but that's why I'm going to start saying social media, right?
Yeah.
Better idea.
Well, except we're not on TikTok yet. We're trying to get Rex to get on TikTok. We're trying to get Rex to get on Twitter. We have a Twitter, but we're trying to get Rex on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would just basically just be Karma Out every single post, but still, it'd be something.
Better than
Karma
nothing.
Out works.
Yeah.
You can't throw out the things that work. That's the catch.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
It's the real deal. So.
Incidentally, if you like Karma Out, we do have Karma Out shirts available in the Karma store. But where that is, you're going to have to figure out for yourself because I don't know where it is anymore.
You'll have to decipher a series of clues, each more fiendish than the last, in order to get shirts like these.
Yeah.
See? Rexy on the bike, right? That's a great
Technically,
one.
that one is no longer available. That's from a Karma Q from several years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, still, lots of cool stuff to get. So
I look like I have jaundice. Look at this. Like get me in a baby thing and put some lights on me.
Close the blinds behind you.
Is that what it's doing?
Yeah. There you go. Now get the other side.
Oh my Lord.
Wow, optics.
Holy crap.
You made videos for an entire year. How do you not know this?
That's a little bit technical, don't you think?
Yeah, super.
Speaking
technical.
of, those Throwback Thursdays have been awesome, Ayame. Those are going great. You picked some good ones.
Yeah, I use a roulette wheel and just kind of I spin it and I'm like, oh, we landed on 632 today, so that's the one that goes up. No, there's a little bit more of a process to it than that. I have been handpicking them right now. As I get bored with it, I will start just pulling them at random. Actually, I think next week's is going to be not a DDK.
Ooh,
Yeah,
how about that?
going to be
It's
one of
gonna
our
be
one of our other videos.
Other videos?
Yeah, yeah, we have other videos.
Oh, yeah.
Our YouTube channel has several hundred videos and only like 50 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should do that right now
Boom.
because we post a lot of videos and you should watch them.
Yeah,
Most
there's a
of
lot of
that-
good old content on there.
Guys
There's a
like
lot of
this
fun
on it.
stuff. And it's got a mix of everybody. That's the one thing that I thought was really fun about the DDK that a lot of people didn't realize is that not only does it get to be a video log of an experience in my lifetime, but it also helps other people go back and look and see what they were doing too. Because I would always make everybody, kind of say karma out and do stuff and be in the videos. So it was really fun that way. But Clint, your beard is looking top notch, bro.
That's what I was saying.
Thank you.
Looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you doing, man?
Doing good.
You
Doing
look good.
I was just watching Ian play a video game before we got on here.
What game was he
Marveling
playing?
at the Battlefront 5 or something. It's World War II.
Oh,
But you
Is
can
he-
be like all these different storylines. There's a whole different campaign. And like one, he was like a Norwegian chick trying to shut some shit down. And
That's
another
pretty
one,
cool.
he was like a German tank commander.
Colby's walking around looking
Is he
That's why I'm sitting
streaming?
here doing this and stuff. He's
I
kind
was
of
wondering what you were doing.
yeah. It's like like when a 5-year-old's watching you do trigonometry. It's just it's kind of weird. Anyway, that's cool, Clint.
Is he streaming or were you just watching him play?
Just watching him play.
yeah.
He wasn't playing online.
See, look, there he
Doing
is.
the campaign. Awkward.
What's going on,
You
buddy?
can see how close we all are to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This
He's just kind of going.
I wanted to see his beard.
Yeah. See, look how good it's looking. Look at that thing.
there it is.
Yeah.
Grizzly
So-
had a beard.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah.
This is what the transmission looks like when we're all in the same place. So you can expect this when the studio's open. And also we have nothing to talk about.
No, we
Yeah.
got plenty to talk about.
Probably the reason you have nothing to talk about.
We're just having too much fun with our random guests.
What's
My
Colby got to say about things?
He's saying something. I can't hear what it is though.
He's coming my way.
Yeah, he can say it when he's talking to Rex. Also, for those of you playing along at home, now you have a little layout of Jake's
He's parking.
place.
Get him on there. Let's hear some old Rex and Colby stories. And
Hello.
So while I'm talking, he's gonna
It's hard to say
Just
it went off the
silently judging
rails when it
us from
started without
afar.
rails, right?
Yeah, we're pretty rail. We're generally pretty railless to begin with.
It's true.
This one in particular, though, this is like the train from the end of Speed. We've now jumped the tracks. We're going through the abandoned part of the station into the part where they're working on it. We're about to jump out onto the street.
You've watched Speed too recently.
Yeah.
I watched it twice this month.
Yeah, twice too recently is what it
No.
comes down to.
No. That movie is absolutely fantastic.
Yes, a 50-mile-an-hour nonstop thrill ride.
It makes no sense. And the more times you watch it, the more times you have to wonder what the hell Dennis Hopper was even beginning to think. Like the elevator plan makes sense, but the one where he puts the bomb on the bus, if you were going to do that in Kansas, that would make sense. Because that bus could stay at 50 miles an hour for a long time. You do that in LA, no. Not going to happen, I'm afraid.
I heard a fun film theory that Harry from Dumb and Dumber is actually, he's the same actor in Speed. And so
Jeff
they say
Daniels?
that him and, yeah, that's just Harry grown up in Speed. And then he became a bomb diffuser.
He joined the police and
Keanu.
somehow became a bomb disposal expert.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd like to think so.
Okay.
That means
wasn't he grown
everybody's
up
got
in
a
the
chance
movie?
to make it big in this world. So, speaking of,
Oh, here we
you
go.
know, how's life treating you, big crew, you things, you?
It's been too good. Did you guys do something fun for Memorial Day there, Clint?
Today is Memorial Day.
It
It
is.
is Memorial Day. I don't know. My sleep schedule's all screwed up, so I sleep half the day.
Yeah.
Get up and try not to be too lazy before I got to go guard. Try and get a few things done. But this weekend was good. It was just Nisha and I, so we hung out. That was good. Watched some basketball. We've been into the whole playoff things because the Jazz are the #1 seed.
Oh, are they?
Are they still doing really good?
Yeah, so they finished with the best record in the NBA.
No kidding.
So they're the 1 seed playing Memphis, the 8 seed.
Wow.
That's really cool.
That is so impressive, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
I
do
was
you
gonna
think?
I was gonna say the seed, that's the key.
The
That's a
seed.
video that we made.
Yeah, so they're doing good. So that's been fun. It's Nisha's into it, so I'm into it. And I'm a bandwagon guy, you know. I haven't watched basketball for a long time, but we got into it last year a little bit.
Didn't you guys go to a game like
Is it-
2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're a fun team to watch. They got a bunch, like the whole team can shoot 3-pointers. So, and Donovan Mitchell's a pretty fun like star to watch, and it's pretty cute. Nisha's grandma's into it, and her mom's mom, she gets into it, and
Here's a me and Colby story. We had a Grandma Shelton, that was real into the Jazz.
yeah,
And she'd like invite us over to eat Chinese food and watch a Jazz game, but like kick her family out because she like wanted to hang out with us. Huh, Cole? Yeah, it was pretty funny. She'd be like, "You guys all go home," and then we'd be there. She'd make us stay, order Chinese food, and then we'd eat Chinese food and watch the Jazz with her. So
oh, that's fun.
yeah, it was really fun. She's a neat lady. So
Yeah, we were thinking about taking her to a game. They're pretty expensive. It'd suck if you lost the game.
yeah, every Jazz game I've been to live, they've lost. I've
Really?
never been to one where they've won.
So don't go with Rex,
Yeah,
is what he's
so-
saying.
So they won't let me go anymore. They're like, "Hey, the Jazz Bear kicked the crap out of me in the parking lot and was like, listen, bro, you go in hibernation for a couple years because we ain't having none of that." So
Yeah,
that's how the
dude,
Jazz Bear is.
I've been to a couple good ones. Back when I was married to Megan, her dad, Jim, took us to a game against the Bulls, and it was one of the years that it was
One
a
of the big
regular.
years.
It was one of the years we played the Bulls in the finals. I think the second year,
Oh, wow.
and we were down by like 30 points and came back and won it.
Wow.
That was a pretty cool game to be at with Jordan there and stuff. And we were in the lower bowl, so that makes a difference.
Yeah,
That would have been way cool.
that's pretty neat.
I think I've only ever been to like one Jazz game myself, and it was, man, I had to have been like 10 or 11. I was really little. So,
Those sporting events are pretty fun if you can get close. I mean, they're fun either way, but if you can get pretty close, like I'd never watch hockey on TV, but going to a hockey game and being up close is pretty cool.
I like watching hockey even from the upper tier. Like hockey's just fun to watch.
yeah.
Live, it's different because they're just crashing around, moving
Oh,
so fast.
I only watch hockey live. Like I don't watch it on TV, but I will go to a hockey game anytime.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ome, remember your dad had box seats for NBE, remember?
Yeah. Back
You
a
used to go
long
like
time
back
ago.
in junior high and high school.
They used to have like in the business section, they used to have seats, and that was awesome. I think that's
That was a
why I
ton of
started
fun.
really enjoying hockey. But Yeah, I would go watch a hockey game from the upper tiers, the lower tiers. I don't care. Basketball, on the other hand, I've been to one game. I will never go again because I am convinced that I am stuck in a time warp where I'm still there. That was the most boring 15 hours of my life.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that was like I don't the problem I have with basketball is like hockey it goes and it continues to go for a long time. So they're just back and forth across the ice. Basketball, it's like it stops every 10 seconds. And then it doesn't start again.
Local improv troupe. If you think that's bad, get stuck in a time loop.
No, I have not seen improv for a while. But yeah, good. I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad game that I went to. It was a jazz game.
Was it?
Sure. Yeah, it was here, so I'm pretty sure it was a jazz game. And like waiting in the parking lot to leave, and that was, because we waited till the end of the game. We were there for probably 45 minutes. That was more enjoyable than the whole other rest of the experience.
That's too bad. It can get a little frustrating when there's a lot of fouls and they have to stop and take foul shots and stuff, but it's pretty fast moving.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it could just be that I went to a bad game. Like football, I can watch football in person. So we used to do that too. We used to go down and sit on like the end zone. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
What, Utah or where?
Yeah, Utah games. We used to go tailgating with your family.
Yeah, they would do that occasionally. I like tailgating a lot, except when we lost, because that was awful. But you take that long walk back to the tailgating section, and everybody's pissed off. And then you get back there, and people angry drink for a little while, and then they start trying to run each other over getting out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
But when you won though, then you were out there partying until like 2 a.m, and everybody was still getting drunk, but it was like a happy drunk.
Yeah, it's always better to win.
Yeah.
We've been going to Utah games for a long time.
Dude, you and Lee, I remember that one year that I got to use your ticket to go to the Utah BYU game, like the last year they had it. That was unreal. Yeah. That was cool. You guys had great seats.
So, yeah, it was fun.
Mm-hmm. So the only thing I don't think I've seen is soccer, but that's when I'm kind of like,
I've heard that's pretty impressive in person.
Baseball's one I can't watch really either. It's fun to play, even though I suck at it, but I can't watch it. It's just too slow for me.
Yeah.
Bottom of the ninth.
Well, I don't know.
I like it.
Thursday games aren't bad.
I'm a baseball guy because it's fat and slow. So it's just like, all right,
you played there
out there.
You played there for a while as a kid.
Me and Colby were on the same baseball team.
Yeah.
We were interchangeable units in our fielding positions.
So, oh, really?
Yeah, second base and right field. That means we weren't the best of players, but it still was fun. His mom had some wicked pipes, and we'd sit there and she'd start hollering and screaming. It was pretty intense. So
at least they didn't put you in the outfield.
I was the right field.
Right
field. Right out.
Outfield.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's right. That's where I played too.
He was the kid from the Pizza Hut commercial on Ninja Turtles. That was Rex.
You gotta learn how to throw. And I'm out in right field.
I hope that you've inserted that here so people can.
We need to put a link so that people know the commercial because it's Rex. I'm telling you, that was Rex.
What's the point of editing this if you can't insert it right into the video?
Making it great. That's what the point is.
I mean, yeah, Pizza Hut will definitely hit us with like some ads, but
I'll tell you,
it's a small price to pay.
If I can find it, I'll put it in there.
Oh, it is absolutely.
Look at that finger go.
There's no way in the world that is not on YouTube.
It will be now because I've got the original tape.
Have you ever sat down and watched any of those 90s commercial compilations or 80s commercial?
Oh, yeah.
And it's it's just nonstop. He-Man, Care Bears, Masters of the Universe, She-Ra, Pop-Tarts.
Mm-hmm.
Pop-Tarts.
Kids kick cereal and stuff like that.
Golden Grams.
They had great commercials when we were kids.
Golden crispy crunch.
Yeah, they did, because that's all they were doing is marketing to us.
Well, they made cartoon shows about toys and turned them into advertisements for 45 minutes.
I was telling this to my coworker the other day. I can't remember the name of any of our customers, but I remember the jingle from every Pop-Tarts commercial, every Ninja Turtles commercial from when I was a kid. I can just recite all of them. I don't know math, but by God, I know that.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is why we need to take you to like trivia nights and stuff like that. You know, it's really what we could do.
If they ever have an episode of Jeopardy that's exclusively cartoons, commercials, and toys from the 80s, I can do that.
Could happen. It could happen.
Have a lot of company on that one.
Yeah, exactly. You know, did you remember that show that they used to have on, I think it was Sci-Fi Channel, that was like Beat the Geeks or something? And they had like a panel of these guys that were like quote unquote geeks, and like there was one that was like a TV nerd and like a movie nerd, and they all looked like Noah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Because there was like a video game. I remember that show.
Yeah.
I do remember that one.
It was like Jeopardy, except it was all pop culture before pop culture dominated all of culture.
Wasn't it on like TBS or something? Or
No, it was definitely an obscure channel. It would have been Sci-Fi. It may have been Comedy Central.
Yeah,
but it was, or it could have been even G4. But it was one of those. It was one of those weird satellite channels.
yeah, because it was like it kind of reminded me of that Win Ben Stein's Money. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, it was a little bit like that, but slightly less or slightly more mean spirited, I think.
With a name like Beat the Geek, that'd be a little bit of a,
Well, and they wore these like sci-fi looking robes, like one of those Star Trek villains of the week.
Well, they leaned into it because if I remember right, one guy wore like a wizard's hat and a cloak stuff, because it was literally like they had a geek for each different genre and stuff, and they all leaned into their genre.
Yeah.
Little did we know that they'd rule the world.
Yeah. Nowadays, anybody could win that show.
We're making shows and being like, look at this nerd. These guys are dominating everything and dictating how we have, the systems in which we're living.
Would you please put that clip in here of Homer shouting "nerd" out of the car window?
No, I'm not going to have you tell me every other clip under the sun to insert in the video.
Do it.
I'll be editing from here until midnight.
Do it.
No way.
Yeah, do it.
I'm telling you. But since I mentioned systems, I've been on a Matrix kick because it's all systems.
I knew it.
Everything's coming around.
The Matrix.
Well, my point is,
Clint, grab a pillow.
Here's the deal: you can't escape the systems. They're all dictations, moving and manipulating our lives and having us move in certain directions. That's how come the best thing we can do is create new and better systems, i.e., karma incarnate. See, I had to bring this up somehow. So that way we can use systems to make the world a better place. Because there's no point in fighting the fact that this is a weird, crazy thing which we're living in and trying to understand how to make it better. But we understand basic principles that are in our heart and in our soul. That's karma, not my idea. It's our idea. So let's put it to work, make a system. And I've also been watching roulette videos. So that's bad too, because they use systems too. Everything's a system.
Between gambling systems and the Matrix being a system, I don't think there's not a conversation that doesn't have the word system at least 16 times in it these days.
Yeah.
That's
in the time that I've been here today, I think I've heard the word system about 45.
Yeah.
I stopped counting after a while.
But like I'm saying, thinking outside the box, creating new systems, better systems, things, and because, wanting to get rid of the system, well, that would be Neo blowing up the Matrix, and geez, who would want that? Then we'd all live in the desert of the real, and that's not fun. If you guys watch Matrix, you'll get all this. But anyway, so that's so stupid. Talk about movie nerds. Beat this geek.
Well, and to your credit, Rex, to your credit with systems and everything else, it's like you said, it's not about tearing the system down and getting rid of it. It's about propping up the parts of the system that work well and letting the rest fall away, because through natural order, those things are going to happen anyway, right? It's not trying to control it, because over controlling it is going to cause it all kinds of problems. You know, you got to have a little bit of a loose touch to it.
Yeah. Well, everything else is just chaos and randomness, but our systems create patterns, and that's what we create existence on. So, you know, that's why it's like you can't, you know, that's one of the weird things about those movies that the Wachowskis made, which are really, really clever, is that, you know, the whole first movie's like break the system, and then the other movies are like you can't. It's all systems. You trying to break it's a system. Like, get over it, forget about it. And that's kind of what I like about Karma, is that, you know, everybody fights over systems, you know, what group they're in, what, you know, belief they have, where, you know, all these different things, and they're all just kind of mush, but they all come back to this basic belief in karma. But, you know, we don't apply it in our business, and that's just crazy to me. We've got that saying, it's just business, everything else karma applies. So it seems to be a system that works everywhere, and we just need to put it to work, you know. So does that make any sense, Ayama? You look confused.
No, I'm deeply engrossed. I am deeply engrossed.
So
I don't know. I think, I mean, they make a good point about systems. I mean, you know, obviously we talk about like the Matrix, we talk about you know, the way the systems are working and stuff. I think, well, yeah, exactly. I do think you see a lot of I think you see systems in existing businesses. They're just generally, I would say, more destructive nowadays than they are productive. And that's the difference with karma, is it's a system, but it's a system that really is beneficial on all ends, rather than just being beneficial to, you know, the person at the top, which is kind of interesting considering that it is, you know, a network market, and that's usually referred to as a pyramid, which everybody's like, oh, well, you know, obviously the person at the top benefits the most, but that's
called Facebook. His name's Mark Zuckerberg. He's
well,
at the top
yeah,
of the pyramid.
but it's,
and his vice presidents, which are a couple, you know, it all makes a pyramid.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, yeah, it's like it's a system, but it benefits a greater number of people than most systems, you know, than pretty much, you know, not all existing businesses, but the majority of them certainly. You know, you see a bigger benefit and, you know, a bigger return on your investment, I would say, in karma.
Well, it's a system that acknowledges both front and back. You know, it doesn't pick one side, where, like you're saying, a lot of businesses have systems where it's the systems to make them money, you know, and so they focus and lean so heavy on what, you know, where it's all the systems, you know, we talk about individuals and, you know, community, but the truth of it is that both exist, because it's the front and the back. It's all you're an individual interacting inside of a community. And so you need to have businesses that benefit the community by rewarding the individual. So that way, you know, it produces a symbiotic system where the individual then wants to produce more, which will help the community, because it also incentivizes it to grow and lets it act as though it's an individual. But at the same time, it's acknowledging both halves. You know, I used to always say a long time ago, which I don't say as much anymore, more because they're hot words and people get so worked up and everything. It's I go, it's not capitalism, it's not communism, it's them walking hand in hand together into the future, you know, because that's the real way forward. It's not picking sides and choosing the individual or the community and saying it's no, we're in the middle, because all fronts have backs. It's how it has to be. So, you know, and that's kind of one of the, because, you know, that's the weird part. You're going to make money giving food away. That sounds awful, you know, noble of you. That sounds like a very very far left leaning idea, but then people go, well, I want to get rich doing it. Then it's like, oh, well, that's extremely right. And the thing of it is no, it's right down the middle. It's understanding that, you know, if I benefit the whole, that directly reflects in me as an individual. And so the more I can shine, it's just basic karma. It's what everybody knows in their heart. And the more I try to explain it, it just gets mushy, because you can't explain what you feel. And everybody knows it and feels it in their heart. So it's like I said, it's just crazy that they've let us come up with an idea of, well, it's just business. So okay, that gives me, you know, a license to screw everybody over, act crazy, and do things that would not fly in what we see as, you know, the cosmic universe. So
Modern society.
well, it's just, you know, I can't blame it. They're fast systems to be able to create and generate what we call wealth, but wealth, you know, is just more systems. You know, people talking Bitcoin and they're all systems. It's all, you know, it doesn't matter what we're trading. If we trade seashells, as long as we have the principle of taking care of each other and producing instead of consuming, you know, you're on the forward end of karma. So if that makes any kind of sense.
Oh yeah, I think it's actually, it's interesting because I feel like, you know, if you spend a lot of time looking at what a lot of people talk about nowadays is how we are very much a consumer driven society. And I think that's one of the most difficult aspects to grasp about karma itself, is switching that mindset from being exclusively consumer to being the
Provider.
sort of, being a provider, being like
Producer.
exactly. And it's a difficult switch to flip, because, you know, we were like earlier, we were talking about the fact that I can remember all these 90s commercials, you know, all these shows that were essentially commercials. And that's what all that is training you to be a consumer. And being able to get away from that is really, it's, you know, get back into the matrix talk. It's deprogramming, you know, it's undoing all of that scientifically designed work that makes you that way, and try to think in a different system, in the karma system.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny too, because I'm from the same generation as you guys, and we watched cartoons from He-Man with Clint all the way up to, you know, Ninja Turtles with us and everything, and G.I. Joe. They all, even though they were building this consumption of their product, they always used a message of being good. You know, they always had like your PSA at the end.
Well, yeah, they had to.
And that's what I think is so interesting, and why I honestly have thought why we've built karma is because I think we bought into it. We believe that if you do good things happen. Then you grow up and you go out in the real world and get a job, and then all of a sudden it's just business.
Yeah.
And that was so frustrating, and just made me so, because it's like, why, you know, I believed what G.I. Joe told me. I believed what the Care Bears said. But when you go in and try to apply it into business, it didn't seem to play out. And I'm like, well, let's actually give that a shot, because that's, you know, being, you know, wanting to help, all those things have been, like they were programmed along with the consuming. And so it's like, we need to make a business where my consumption is more of a sacrifice of wealth in order to produce something for others. And then that can therefore give me more to consume in the form of wealth. It's just a, you know, but like you're saying, a flip. It's a weird, but I do blame cartoons for a lot of karma, because like I'm saying, I bought into it.
Well, yeah, and it's actually,
I think a lot of people did.
That you mention it that way, because really that's what a lot of cartoons used to talk about, is like being selfless.
Yeah.
In order to, you know, you give of yourself, and you do it unconditionally in a lot of cases to come out on top. And if you don't, like, there's always repercussions for it. And I think, you know, the great thing about cartoons that have that message is it's a lot easier to see the immediate repercussions of your negative actions and the immediate positive repercussions of your good actions.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we've seen one thing with karma, I would say that, you know, it is a long-term game. But, you know, you look at it today versus where it started, and all the good that's come from all the people that are involved that are selfless, that do those acts. And I mean, it is a shame that you don't get to see it more quickly, but it's definitely there.
Well, you do get to see it quickly, though. You get to see it once a month, every month, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that is true.
The bigger thing than just having something is karma's commitment to doing it every month. Because, you know, even all those cartoons, they had great messaging. It always summed up well, but it was always pretty short. You know, the one thing was always, oh, sacrifice this much, but then you get all of this immediately. And the thing that karma teaches is that it's not about a time game. It's not about, you know, you do it one time and then everything comes your way. It's about the actual commitment to doing something to improve the whole. And that's really where the benefit comes from. It's not in the one-time action. It's in the continuing impact that you're trying to make every month to ensure that, you know, like you said, it's not better just for me. It's better for all of us, because if it's better for all of us, by default, it's better for me too. You know, and that little switch of your mentality and mindset into, you know, I'll be included. You know, no matter what, if I'm acting, I'm included. So why not make it about others? Why not do, you know, the G.I. Joe thing or the Ninja Turtles thing, you know, and let's be the hero, right? Let's, like Rex likes to say, let's go slay the dragon, right? Let's be how does it go, Rex? What was the full thing?
I can't remember. I haven't said that one in a long time either. But it was it's what did I say? It's not about dragons to be slayed or riches to be made, but what the heck was it?
Slain.
No, I think you've got it back.
I can't remember. It's something. I'll remember it later. It was good though.
It was good, really, and there were dragons in it.
It was really good.
Really good. But
this is why if you were on Twitter, you could post it when you remember it.
See, you say something weird about dragons on Twitter and everybody eat it up, chop it up. But it's because that's the oldest story that we've ever had. You know, it's that hero's journey. That's what they do. They sacrifice, you know, it's someone sacrificing whatever it is. Just look at the Hobbit, any of them. And what do they get at the end? You know, they get the riches, they're the hero, and that's what all of us, that's our favorite story. It has been for thousands of years. It's what Gilgamesh is about. It's what all of them are about. And so that's what I mean by it's ingrained in us to not only respect and look up to people that are willing to sacrifice themselves to benefit the community, but we actually provide them benefit. And that's where our economics came from. And forever, that's how, you know, that's where kings came from, and all that other stuff it was primitive, us working that system into what it is now. And then once you make it and put it into like a monetary device, then it loses the physical sacrifice, I would say, and it becomes easier to make it and mush it. And like we're saying, that's where we get to where we're at now, where you feel like people have or they have benefits that they did not take the risk for the community to get. And so that doesn't sit well with people, you know. And so that causes, you know, 1918 revolutions and other things like that. Mm-hmm. So
I think a big part of it too is you see so little of it in a lot of cases going back into the community. I mean, that's one thing karma does exceptionally well is, you know, like you've said before, it's like if you want to make $1 million, you have to give away 10.
Yeah.
And
it's 10 to 1.
When you see somebody who is successful that's willing to make those sacrifices for a reason other than a tax write-off, it is very inspiring. And I think that's one of the reasons why you see when people respond so well to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, like I said, I believe I bought into all that fun stuff. The only one I didn't buy into was Garfield. That guy. What kind of crap?
No, I think you did. You don't like lasagna. Well, I guess you would like lasagna if you bought it.
I became Garfield. You saw me earlier. I was laying here on the couch, like not moving,
Well,
Jake's all, hey.
Yeah, and he got up.
Unicorn.
He got up specifically to eat.
here's the thing though. Rex doesn't like lasagna, and he really doesn't have a problem with Mondays. So he can't be Garfield. He's more like Heathcliff, the Garfield knockoff.
Oh my god.
He
I'm a
also
puppy pound is who I
doesn't
am.
eat enough to be Garfield.
It's all
you
right.
remember
I'm more
Puppy
like
Pound?
Odie. So,
What?
I'm like Odie the dog. Just follow around
So,
along for the ride.
Clint, did you watch He-Man or did you just do the toys?
No, I never got into the toys.
Clint was a G.I. Joe guy.
Yeah, I watched He-Man a bit,
Yeah.
but the toys I collected primarily was G.I. Joe and Lego.
And they didn't have a Lego show, but they did have G.I. Joe on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So what made Lego pop? Was it Star Wars stuff?
Lego got popular because, I mean, obviously they had the Lego movie, but like it's just one of those things that's so timeless. Like everybody had them when they were kids, and everybody remembers. Like none of the kids remember stepping on them. That's why they're not fit like good with the parents. But like kids remember
parents stepped
having
up.
a big bucket of Legos and being able to build everything. So they kind of like surge into popularity from that, I think. And then, after that, they just started tapping into a lot of pop culture. You've got Ghostbusters sets now. You've got Star Wars, like basically sets for everything.
Mm.
Well, when you were a kid, Clint, did you buy sets or was it just big Lego boxes?
No, there'd be special sets. I was into the space stuff, so there'd be like a spaceship set and different sets like that. But yeah, Legos, I think another reason they're so successful is the quality of them.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say they're
together for generations. That is good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, if you watch that thing, that the Toys That Made Us thing, they've got that guy and he talks about how Lego was a system and that was the thing that made it last. Because the Lego guys, are you pointing out bags under my
No,
eyes?
I was just showing you how wide my eyes got.
Oh. Because I was sitting there with my contacts in, all of a sudden my eyes are looking really puffy tonight. So it's like, ugh. But no, the guy on that thing, he was the Lego kid, and he was like, yeah, it's a system.
The Lego kid.
Yeah, well, it's like his family's business is all Legos and stuff like that. And they talk about how it was in the 90s, licensing with Star Wars is what saved them because they were like going under in the 90s, and then they got into the pop culture stuff, and that's when they kind of stuck around in the movies and everything else. But before that, it was literally just the quality brick and the scale, because it all had to do with replicating the right scale to make it playable for kids. And then after that, it was the sets, like the towns and the space and all of that kind of stuff, but they were super generic. It was all just pretty plain Jane.
So with the proper system, you can create an entire world.
You don't say.
Can you imagine a world without Legos, really?
Could you imagine a world without sarcasm?
Like that would be weird. That would be weird. No, I'm serious. That would be weird as shit. I don't think you can, because I mean earlier you were letting the bunch fly over your head.
I'm telling you, when the world comes cracking after you, sometimes you got to turn around and give her a toothy grin and say, right here, buddy.
No, that's when you just put Lego blocks on the floor in front of it so that it stops on all of them and hurts its feet.
I do it just so I can pretend I'm Godzilla and stomp around and lay waste.
Hey, what happened to your Lego Star Destroyer? Where is that?
It's in storage because I don't have a place to put it right now. I need to get it out and set it up. I've been thinking I might try to find a place here, but I don't know where.
He's got an entire house, and he can't find room for a Lego Star Destroyer.
Well, hey, I end up with random stuff over here from other people that I just end up storing and things. So,
Okay. I'm going to toss this out here. We get rid of the ottoman over here. We build it into a table. We put the Star Destroyer inside it.
Hmm.
And then we have just the plexiglass over the top of it.
Like, do you know how heavy that thing would be?
Yeah, I build picture frames for a living. I
Like
know
a
exactly
2 foot
how
thick?
heavy it would be.
A 2 foot thick plexiglass thing?
No,
to
you
fit-
don't. You don't make it a solid piece of acrylic. It's a box.
It's like a big shadow box.
Yeah, it's like a thing that it's like a big hollow piece of acrylic shaped into a box.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Rex, we just can't do anything with you. That's the catch.
Yeah.
You'll just have to show up and see it done one day, and then it'll be like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Suddenly I get
I
it.
get it now.
Telling
I'm
you,
sure he'll still find a fault with it, but you know.
I'm- don't get me started on Legos.
Legos
versus
Legos are
Egos.
perfect. The
Dude, I
only
love
bad
an
thing
Eggo.
about Legos is
Every
that
time-
go ahead.
I was just gonna start talking about Eggo waffles because I like those too, and they rhyme with Lego. Lego, my Eggo. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Were they in cahoots?
But what does that have to do with Lego?
Syrup and other such things. I have no idea because you get them covered in, your kids play with them. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Your
Can you
kids
flick
play
them
with your
together?
Eggo waffles? What
I
kind of
love
waffles
again.
are you eating?
We're off the rails again.
Well, sometimes you just
Actually,
gotta let
no.
go.
You know what? They did, I think it was pancakes. It was either pancakes or waffles that you could make into Lego shapes and supposedly stack and build them.
You're
so there
lying.
you go. No, those are a real thing.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure they were pancakes, but it was some sort of food item. They had fruit snack ones for sure, but I'm pretty sure they also had a breakfast food item.
Hmm.
And I want to say it was pancakes.
Hmm.
Waffles would make more sense, but it's one of the two.
So the other day we went to eat, remember? And I got the senior D's meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic meal. 1 egg, 2 pieces of meat, and a piece of something.
One
Pancake.
Yeah.
one piece of meat.
Yeah.
It's okay, Rex. You don't have much of an appetite. You're just a
I know.
little guy.
I've lost my appetite. I keep ordering off the senior menus and stuff now. It's
They
weird.
let you, huh?
Huh?
They don't. They let you order off the senior menu.
Yeah, they look at me and they're just like, dude, those are dog years on that guy. They times him by 7. They're like, let him eat. So it's yeah, they don't give me no guff. But
I'm surprised they don't question you since you never eat before 5 p.m.
well, what would they say? Really? No.
They'd
Do
say,
they really, would they have they told
"Sir,
people no?
you should get back to the home and get some sleep."
Well, money's money. You'd think they'd just be like, all right, the guy's a cheap wad.
Well,
So,
they do that
Probably
too, I'm
is
sure.
what they think.
yeah.
You drink too many Dr. Peppers, Rex. That's the catch. Is that you might not eat the food, but you'll drink enough soda that they can make a buck off you.
I make money on them on soda, Jakey.
He's got a system for this.
I do.
Oh,
He's
his
got a
soda
system for eating pancakes.
I'm glad that we got talking systems. Did you think we would avoid it, AMA?
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I was hoping, but
Hey, Rex, I do got to ask you, what's going to be your first roulette system? You going to make a big K for karma on the table, like out of the chips, or what?
I think the first system I'm going to give a whirl down there because see, we're going to go to lost wages and lose them. I think I'm just going to do 10 numbers. Just pick them out.
You're
Pop,
going to
pop,
do the
pop,
tenor?
pop. Just let that ride for a little while. So, because yeah, if you hit it, good deal.
That's true.
Yeah. So
When
that's
are you
that's
going
that
to
system.
Vegas?
Huh?
When are you going to Vegas?
Next
Sunday.
Monday. We'll be there a week from today. So when we do
awesome.
a karmic brief, it'll be very brief because we'll be in Las Vegas. So
Oh, that's awesome. Just going
Yeah.
for fun.
we are going for fun. We were going to go down and do karma down there because we have agents down in Las Vegas. And we were going to go down and buy the food with them and sticker it and kind of start getting ready to open up and doing the, breaking free of some of the COVID restrictions and do
Yeah,
some.
that'll be good.
So, but we were going to go do that down in Las Vegas, but then we found out that our agents are actually in Hawaii for like how long, Ayame? 3 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So now
Lucky
we can't
devils.
really do a sticker event in the hotel unless we, that would take a lot of work and prep to talk to. And so now we've decided we'll just do
You're gonna-
Karma like regular up here and go down to Vegas for fun. Because I'd already bought the rooms, was the big
Yeah.
We were
The
going to
big
rent
ones
the
that-
Marriott ballroom, but we decided not to at the last second.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit of an overkill for right now, but that's the good thing about Karma. It has nothing but room to grow, because that's what everybody in this world has, is nothing but potential and the ability to grow, and that all it takes is an action. That's why we call it Karma, is because it doesn't matter what you want to do in this world. If you don't start the action, there won't be the consequence. And like if you watch The Matrix, that's all there really is. They say there is no choice, there is no anything in that way. It's just action. It's going to dictate and create. And so the choice you do have is whether or not to act. But I think we've done that for long enough when it comes to hunger and when it comes to business and trying to find ways to generate wealth and help people grow and become better people. I think it's time for us to actually do what we all talk about. To be brave enough to take that little bit of a risk to be called crazy, to do what we've all dreamed and know in our hearts is how the world should work. People shouldn't have to worry about these things. Because we've already covered that. It's crazy. So
It's true.
anyway,
With that kind of a wrap up, I think that we could cut this 2 or 3 minutes short, because I don't think we're going to get much better than that, to be honest with you. It'll
It
probably just
wasn't
go
that
down to
good.
more systems. More systems and systems and systems and systems.
if I had like 25 minutes to just ramble at you, I'd think of something better. But yeah.
It's a shame you don't have your own platform that you could make your own video as long as you wanted to. Oh, wait a minute, you do.
Like I said, what would the world be like without sarcasm?
I mean, I don't know what I would do.
I'd have a lot less people's ass to kick. That's for sure.
Bring it
said,
on, big
look
man.
at this.
Bring it on.
You got Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant. This war is going to get civil here in a minute.
Look, if you guys keep this up, I'm going to have to turn this car around and take us all back home. Okay? Now knock it off, kids.
You guys are
Yes, Dad.
So, well, I love you guys then. I guess if we're going to wrap it, Jackie.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we're going to get much better than that.
Yeah.
Well,
how long are the TikTok videos?
Like
10 seconds.
15 seconds, somewhere in there.
I
Yeah.
could really put my foot in my mouth with that much time.
Yeah,
You really
you
could.
could.
We ought to give it a try.
And if you get lucky, you might get a free truck for almost no reason.
Well, I could say some crazy stuff like, I don't know, who knows? Like, charity hasn't worked and never will work. The best way to get rid of hunger is to try karma. And if you don't believe me, you're just playing with yourself.
Didn't time it. We'll have to try it again.
And there you go. I mean, there's
Except for I said
Rex's
playing with myself.
TikTok
Now,
account.
YouTube's going to kick us off.
Yeah, you may want to bleep that one out.
I'll think of something.
Anyway,
Hey,
Well, guys, thanks for joining us on Karmic Transmission 29.
Hold on. Mom said this. We have veterans in Karma. Some of our greatest members, Jeremy and others like that, in today's Veterans or not Memorial Day. And and it's a good thing. Yeah. We have such good people like my mom here to come in and remind me where I dropped the ball. You guys out there that fight for the ability for us to even talk and try to think about things like this and then have an opportunity to do it. It's a great thing. The generations that have come before are the only reason we could try to do something like Karma today. So we stand on the shoulders of giants, but it's time to step down and take our place amongst them and grow and be at bigger and better heights. That's a TikTok.
in other words, thank you to the veterans, both in Karma and not in Karma, for allowing us to do this.
There we go.
Man.
That's the truth.
Hey, Jake, now you say what you were saying.
Huh? No, that's basically it there, guys. That's basically it. I can't think of anything else. I love the hell out of you, and thanks for joining me tonight on Karmic Transmission number 29.
Follow us on social media.
Yes, follow us on social media, Karma Incarnate, www.karmaincarnate.com, at the Karmic feed. Apparently we were going to get a Rex TikTok, a TikTok Rex. It's going to happen.
TikTok.
It'll be
Rex.
there.
Don't hold your breath.
It's Rex o'clock.
You guys.
TikTok.
All right, guys.
Love
See
you,
you
Clint.
later.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye,
See you guys.
Take care.